Let's kick off. I see we've got Chief and Merkelroot here. Do you guys want to do just a quick overview while we wait for the rest of the team to jump on?
Yeah, sure. I can go. I haven't been, on Discord for a while. Just trying to be alive. It's a battle. So just trying to be alive every day. And I am, as much excited as the community is for the launch today. So tonight, the first or the Genesis block will be produced, and quite a few things, has been going on in the background. So I sit in my dungeon the whole day. I meet Chief once in a while. We work in the same office, but we see each other only once in a while. Anyways, so the mainnet beta, just to give you an overview of what's been going on and a couple of other things as well. The mainnet beta will be producing the Genesis block, and we have the 3 types of nodes that will be going live, which are the event listener node, the execution node, and of course, the signing and the broadcasting node. And over the last few days, the developers and myself, we've been putting together a developer workshop, producing some good quality videos that allows us to show, the protocol in action. So we've got the development environment kit, and it's first of its kind environment kit that we will be releasing in the coming week to the developers. In less than 15 minutes, it doesn't matter what operating system you're using, what skills you have as a developer. In less than 15 minutes, you will be able to compile, build, deploy, initiate, and transact with multiple different L1X contracts. And it's beautiful the way it works, because even when we keep upgrading the protocol in the mainnet beta phase, it will automatically fetch all those updates for the developer, and it is backward compatibility. So the developer is building with us. There's a host of documentations we will be releasing on GitHub and Gitbook, and we have videos as well that we will be releasing, this week onwards, where I have myself gone through the code, explained about what Xtalk is all about. It's a new way you build on Web3. Ditch the word smart contract, start using Xtalk. And it's very interesting where, we are deep diving into Xtalk architecture. We are going through the code. We are doing the demonstrations. We've got videos on software development environment. So it's full on from here on. And I think the community will see me more, in the space as well, since I got to go out there and get the devs onboarded. So that's with the developer workshop. Wait for the videos to go live, and it's targeted towards any Web3 enthusiast. Like, even let's say you haven't built a thing in your life through code, just follow the instructions and you'll be able to do it. It's that simple. The second one is claiming the L1X coin. So the claiming process will begin after the mainnet beta nodes stabilize. So probably give it, 72 hours or so after tonight. Let the nodes stabilize, because we are going to do some intensive testing as well, where we have already been doing the testing, but we'll be doing the testing in the live environment. And the claiming process will be according to the stages, where the L1X wallet has already been submitted to the Chrome Store, and the private sale and the seed investors get the first opportunity to go in there and download the L1X wallet, create an account, and start claiming. So we will release a document on how you can do that. It's pretty straightforward. There'll be a video as well on how you would be able to do that. There is a waitlist though. So, once you download the Google Chrome extension for L1X wallet, you can put in your email or the address that you used to purchase the L1X coins. You can either, if you are allowed, you can start using the L1X wallet, or there is a waitlist. But we will make sure that, by the end of September, everyone is allocated their coins. And at the end of September as well, we will be releasing staking information. And let's say, you could have staked much earlier if you had the L1X wallet. So everyone will have the same starting line in terms of the dates. The next update is the Explorer in itself. So the Explorer currently is under testing, and we will be releasing the Explorer sometime next week, which will allow you to go and check your, put in your address, check your L1X coins for the developers or anyone doing any type of, LiveNet deployments. They can go and check their contracts as well. The Gitbook and GitHub will be live on the development portal. So all the developers who have, submitted the forms, who have registered with the dev portal, will be able to go in and start building, through the protocol. So all the documentation, it's all in there. And we also have, a chat feature in the dev portal where if you have any problems, the community or the developers that we've got in the team are always ready to help. At the same time, we are, consistently building out interfaces or templates for smart contracts. So these templates will be released in the coming week as well, which includes building your fungible token, non-fungible token, cross-chain swap, balancer pool, a multi-chain balancer pool. So if a developer has never built a cross-chain swap feature, all it takes are 3 contracts. Have an LP contract on, Ethereum or Avalanche or Optimism or Solana or, wherever you want it. And with one single XTOC contract, you can orchestrate the whole process of allowing anyone to come and build with your swap, side of things. Now, in terms of the DEX itself, the L1 DEX, we are currently auditing the contracts, and we are sending the contracts to be audited as well to, some institutions out there that ace the audit process. What will happen is probably towards the end of September, or let's say the 3rd to 4th week of September, you will be allowed to go in and start staking. So you will be able to stake into a multi-chain, the first of its kind multi-chain balancer pool. And at the same time, single staking option will also be available. So this is making sure that, the LP contracts have enough liquidity available to allow or facilitate the swap. Although we've got commitments for that, it will allow swapping features. And what's beautiful about it is any project out there, that wants to facilitate cross-chain swap instantly, where sometimes, like when you use multichain.org, you got to wait 10 days for your swap to happen, which may not be a feasible way to go about. So projects, wanting to implement this feature can just install a widget on their website and, tap into the balancer pool or the single staking pool and facilitate those swaps. And there will be the SDK for DEXs available, where staking feature, multi-chain balancer pool feature, and whatnot, which could be implemented in like less than a day. So a lot of time has been spent on making sure that whatever the protocol facilitates can be easily accessible and maintainable as well by the dev community out there. And yeah, I think it's show time now. So all the best to us.
It's awesome to get that, that full encompassing update as well. I think, we're, as we keep saying, standing on the precipice of continuous, years worth of work, and we're finally at that point where it's basically go time. I think it'd be really cool if you could sort of give us that, from your vision of where you started with the thought of, okay, here we are and this is what I want to build, what that vision was, how it's sort of come to fruition. Is it what you expected it to be, and is it what you expect going forward? If you could maybe just give it, because we've got a really big audience here, it'd be great to, I think, to hear that step through being on, like I said, the precipice of it now launching. Is that the vision that you had being fulfilled, and what was that vision?
Yep. So my vision has always been around, providing infrastructure as a service to developers or projects that want to build in a seamless manner, and they don't need to worry about the nitty-gritty of how a protocol should operate. And while I was building Web3 applications, 2.5 years ago, I faced a lot of problems all the way from getting started. You go to YouTube and you go to these documentations, but they are so complex, and every protocol has their own way of doing things. So, it's so complex that I had to, create this learning curve every time. So the first goal was to build something seamless for the developers to come and start building. And second of all, the intention of, like for example, right, when you build a website, right, you don't decide, I'm going to build a website for Google Chrome, or I'm going to build a website for Firefox, or I'm going to build a website for Google Chrome on Mac OS. You decide, I'm going to build a website to do my sales. I want to host my e-commerce store and do my sales. Currently, smart contracts, that are being built are built in such a way that it's very platform and, very restricted. And Xtalk, which is a completely new way to build things, and which, in the video that we'll be releasing, I'm deep diving into it. It's so modular that you forget about, what you are building on, and you just focus on what you are building. So I think that vision has carried forward, and I was very hesitant to launch anything for the developers if it was complex enough. And what's very interesting is we've got application developers as well. And the SDK was given to the application developers as a test, and we did not tell them anything on how to install it. We just gave them the Git book. They went in there, and the maximum time a developer took who had only 6 months of experience after his graduation was 25 minutes in deploying and initiating a contract on the protocol. So this is how we know that it works and it does what it was supposed to do. But more importantly, we are consistently pushing the boundaries for what interfaces or what Xtalk could actually be, right? It's an amazing system where you're just redefining what a smart contract is, and Xtalk will allow you to, don't worry about where you are building on and all this nitty-gritty about getting the event. As an example, the event listeners are configured in such a way that, your oracles that bring in real-world information or information that you get from smart contract execution on other layer ones, why are they two different things? Why does a bridge have one contract for Oracle, the other contract for event, another contract for Oracle validation, the other contract for event validation? We have simplified it in one single piece of function. So you say, I want to receive real-world data about crypto prices. I want to receive information about something has happened on Ethereum. It is serialized in such a way that your contract understands it as a unit. These are not two different things. It's a single unit. So we have gone up to that level of combining things into Xtalk. So yeah, I think once the marketplace opens up for the developers where they can freely build these interfaces, and what also excites me is, in the coming time when we will have Bitcoin integrated, what would be the potential? I mean, it's endless.
Absolutely. I think that's a huge one, dropping Bitcoin in there's always a big, we know how much of the crypto space it takes up, and for the first time being able to have that integrated is truly something special, and knowing that you can have it all and do it all with the one wallet, with the one chain is and I'm sure this was part of the vision. It's just truly exceptional, and going forward to the future, like we said, this is the day. From here onwards, it's only creating more and more things for the future, basically. And speaking of future, going forward, is there, I suppose, from this point, how are we moving forward from this point? Obviously, we've got Genesis Block today at some time. What are, I suppose, the expectations after that, just in a dot point, so that everybody can sort of have an idea of what we're looking for as we go from here into the future through beta?
Yeah, look, I think the target is moving so rapidly, which is getting the adoption, that we need to adopt to the processes that culminate into achieving objectives towards the moving target. So the next dot point probably is put it in an interface way or put it in an application where I think we should aim for a good total value locked on the protocol. So once we open up the ability to start staking in the multi-chain balancer pool and single staking the TVL, by the community members and the other DeFi users as well, that's one point. But the second one, I think, is the wallet adoption, which is using L1X wallet to get your NFT badges. I see Cody sitting in at 2 a.m. and working on the NFT badges. But yeah, the wallet adoption. The third would be introducing new types of contracts. So for example, we're working with a DeFi, a quant DeFi person who's, building with us in terms of the multi-chain balancer pool. But the way we look at the multi-chain balancer pool is it will be also used for lending and borrowing. So it's kind of a new DeFi product in itself where it will reduce your impermanent loss, increase transaction volume. So introducing these new types of DeFi products are the dot points as well. And of course, transactions on the network, the adoption by the developers and the projects and the DEXs wanting to build with us. I'm pretty, bullish in terms of how, DEXs are going to use the current infrastructure because they can't get that anywhere. So it's all a matter of pushing it now.
And that's definitely huge. Like you said, it's about that. And I know we talk about it all the time. We say interoperability, and we've touched on it so much. I think it becomes, just almost like another word. It's an expectation because we're so used to it inside the Layer 1X community. But when you branch out and try other chains and realize how difficult it is to get something from A to B using bridges and things like that, this really is the next step for making it, well, as CryptoNaut says, easy for his grandma to use, which might be a perfect segue into, I know Merkle was just talking about the wallet and the wallet experience, and I know that CryptoNaut loves to talk about the wallet and the thing that he's building and the passion he has behind it. As Merkle said, he sees him in the office up until 2 a.m. still working on it. Can we just get a quick overview update of that? I know we touched on it yesterday in the AMA on Twitter, but knowing that obviously different audiences, it'd be great if you could give us a wrap on from where we are at the moment, what it looks like, and just what's the process from here as well.
I think just before that, it was pretty interesting because I sent the SDE link to the CryptoNaut and he couldn't believe his fucking eyes. He was already thinking about building no-code solutions on it. And I think he applies the same concept on the wallet as well, where once you start your journey on your wallet to claim your coins, wait for the end of September to stake it. But before that, you will be able to start staking into the multi-chain balancer pool and the single staking. The next month onwards, from October onwards, we'll start allowing the users to do the swaps, as well, and start using the other features. And on the NFT side of things, I do believe CryptoNaut has implemented some NFT badges. That's his area. I'll probably let him, go for that.
Yeah, pretty excited about the rollout of the wallet. Like Marco Root mentioned, it's currently in the Chrome store waiting approval. We do have a few things in place that if it does take longer than anticipated to get that approved, we do have a plan B for us to be able to get the wallet out to those eager people looking to start using and playing with the wallet. And so I'll be releasing some information, so be sure to stick close to Discord and also Twitter for the official L1X announcement. If anybody else is mentioning that they were able to get the wallet through other means, that's a scam. Don't fall for it. Just make sure that you're paying attention to the main core handles on that. So as Merkle Root has mentioned, working on badges, working on the simplicity of bringing everything together under the hood and creating a very simple, simplistic wallet experience has definitely been our goal for the last oh gosh, probably 3 to 6 months that we've been working on it. It's great finally seeing it come to fruition, and being able to now start to showcase what Merkle Root and the rest of the developers have been building over the last 2 years. This is definitely an exciting time for that. So to kind of kick off the wallet, we will be launching a dedicated website specifically for the wallet. There will be how-tos. There will be instructions on how to claim. There will be videos. There will be things, and that'll keep evolving over the next little bit as well as we get closer to being able to do the stake to the balancer pool and single stake pools as well, as Merkle has mentioned. Likewise, we'll have some teasers in there of some things that are going to be coming out down over the next 5 months as we go through beta. So that'll be another website that you'll definitely want to bookmark and kind of keep tabs on as well.
Awesome. So as we said, I think it's something I really want to touch on as well, just for everybody to reiterate. When you're interacting with the team, or you think you're interacting with the team, make sure you check handles, make sure that the Twitter spaces that you're on, or any of the other Discords or anything like that, or any of the links are 100% verified to be Layer 1X. I know that particularly around launch times, it becomes very prevalent that, scammers do inevitably reach out to people and try to liberate you from your hard-earned dollars. So make sure you're reconfirming all the names. Make sure that if somebody reaches out to you, that it's not going to be one of us. We won't send you a DM first unless we've pre-warned you already in the Discord. But like I said, make sure you double check all the handles and everything like that, and again, get verification. If you have issues, best course of action is to open a ticket inside the Discord. That way you know you're getting a legitimate team member. So I think it'd be excellent from this point as well, unless we, Chief, I know you haven't had a chance to jump up yet. If you want to have just an encompass from your point of view, that'd be great too. But while we're just waiting for you to jump up here, even if you have some questions or anything you want to throw in the chat, or you want to come up and have a quick chat or anything like that, now is perfect time. Like I said, it's sort of almost like a launch party celebration moment for the AMA. Obviously, this one's very special. So feel free to throw your questions in there for the team, so we can get things answered, so we can keep everybody up to date with everything that's happening. Because I know it's a lot. There's a lot going on at the moment, especially with, all the different developments. So make sure you throw your questions in, jump up, have a chat, and I'll pass to Chief.
Well, good morning and good afternoon or evening, depending on where you are in the world. I think we're reaching a point in history, I think, today with the launch. And look, we have probably locked Kevin away over the last few weeks. He's really been heavily focused on the dev work and just going through and checking and double checking code. It's been phenomenal. To then get things like the Git book out, just start reading some of the section headings, and they're getting started with the L1X SDE. It's how you go through and install the various components, full instructions in there. Getting started with L1X smart contract development, setting up your environment, checking the tool, creating your workspace, activating your dev box, Lifter supported commands, all those things in there. These are all the little nitty gritties that all the developers will need to create those, the smart contracts and they build them into their projects. And that comes back to the actual products themselves. I've mentioned before, and I'll keep mentioning them because I think people like to hear about some of the projects. The gaming stuff that we've got going is, I keep saying this, and I know I'm repeating myself, but sitting down with Cody and working through some of these things, we're looking at catching up with one of the a fairly large organisation that wants to work with us on some of these projects and some of the gaming things and some other projects as well, which I won't mention. We're looking forward to that because it means that we'll start moving on it very, very quickly and get these projects, get the games out there. We've got the decks. We just got off a call earlier this morning with them. We're having multiple calls with those guys every week. It's just really starting to ramp up. And now that we're going to launch, all that hard work from Merkle Root is going to pay off. And it might take us a little bit of time to build up that momentum. That's okay. I don't think everybody might hope that they want it right now. But over a little bit of time, you'll start seeing the true value of what we've produced coming out. I'm pretty excited about where we are today. I'm just so impressed with the work the guys have been doing.
And I definitely think the community echoes that. Sorry, go on, Merkle Root.
No, go ahead. I was just going to say, once these dev videos go in, I think, I am 100% certain that we are going to smash all the views compared to the other layer ones.
Absolutely, and that's the thing. Like I think the community really sees the vision and the goal of what we're achieving, and it's now in that fruition bit where we can finally start to see all the pieces that have been laid out on the table as the giant puzzle actually come together and everything start working. And we can see how much effort and how much passion that the team has for what they're building. And I think that's always a big thing when you come up, you come across a project and you see the people that are actually building it are so focused on making the vision or the dream of what it is become what it's meant to be. It's really something special to be a part of. And like I said, here we are at the Genesis Block moment at some stage today. So very exciting to be a part of. I'm not seeing any questions coming through on the chat at this stage, but if there's anybody that wants to jump up, obviously conscious of time today as well, because there's a lot to be done. There's a lot of things, a lot of places that everybody needs to be, obviously. So if you do want to come up for a quick chat, by all means, request. Otherwise, we'll start to wrap. Yeah, so standard comments. We want the Genesis Block, of course. That's what everybody wants. But if not, we'll start to wrap that up and get some closing comments from everybody as well. And yeah, anything else that we want to close out on. And so I guess we can start with there. And if everybody jumps up in between, we can work it out as we go. We have Albita up here. I know they've been trying to get online for a little while and that didn't work. There we go. We've nailed it. I can hear you.
Finally, Alba. Alba is my name, Albita, and my friends call me Albita. So that's why I chose that name. How are you, everyone?
It's awesome to finally have you up here. Even if you want to just a shout out or your questions, floor is yours.
Yes. I'm just I don't know. I'm so happy and I'm excited to be, part of this community. Yes, I have been looking for a business to invest some money, and then I found this project. I didn't know what I was going into until I just got the first, coins. I bought the first coins, and I thought it was like a shares or something, like I was investing in a different project. So, it's new for me. And then I had, really bad days trying to figure out what was going on, and went down to this rabbit hole, as Cryptonauts call it every time. Yes, and someone just helped me to figure out everything. He's not there, but yes, someone internally just helped me to understand everything in the project, and I know I am in the right place at the right time. I'm really happy. I know the community, some members of the community get really anxious, and then yes, I feel that as well. The past 2 or 3 weeks, but now I'm okay, and I know we are going in the right direction, because I spend a lot of time just checking everything, all the AMAs, all the videos, reading all the documents, and I didn't see any fail in the project. I see that everything that they say they're doing that at the right time. They focusing on the things that they said at the beginning, like January. They start talking. We will focus in L1X DEX, Hell-Link protocol, web gaming, and wallet, and they are doing it, right. So yeah, I know the community is really important in this project. Everyone is important here, and everyone we play that role in this project. So yes, you see me there, like when someone came just saying, "Oh, it's a scam" or everything, I just jump and then I answer, "Please read and check everything," because I don't know, I trust this project, and I got a feeling that will change many things. It was an AMA where the guy say I have it here. He mentioned about just let's build something that changed the world. And when I was checking the first Amos and when Chief talked about the stuff that you can build in this blockchain, just something in my mind start like we can change and we can improve the world through this blockchain. And a lot of ideas was coming into my mind during that time when I was really confused. Yes, and I know we have a solution for many wrong things that have been happening in the world at the moment, and we can use this tool to improve people's life. This would be amazing. I'm getting emotional now. Okay, guys. So I'm real. I know Kevin's wife. Like someone called me the other day internally because I have been getting a lot of message internally, and yes, I'm just someone that put that invest money here, put my eggs in this basket, and just want to protect it, and just I want to be part of this team, and that's all.
Awesome. It's been great having you as part of the community as well. It's a huge thing. Obviously, the community, we can see it growing, and it's been fantastic having all of you a part for the journey. We've got a couple of questions coming through as well. Cody, this is probably one for you, which will the wallet be available to people in the US?
Yeah, for sure. It will definitely be available for people in the US.
Excellent. That one's an easy answer. And then Merkleroot, I think this is probably a good one for you. Is there any future focus on post-quantum protection of transaction signatures?
That's a good question. What happens in this case is there are various areas in the protocol. For example, when you are signing a transaction, let's say you want to make a transfer, you sign the transaction and send it across. You hash, a certain transaction in the chain, and then you store it. Now, there are certain, algorithms being built up in terms of quantum resistancy. And I think the most important thing is this: you can't build a solution that is going to solve all the problems. But I think the focus should be you can build a solution that focuses on, a protocol's dynamic way of adjusting to the problem. Like, for example, Grover's algorithm, can be used by quantum computers to speed up the search for certain hash pre-images, right? That can, break the code. Or even you've got elliptic curve digital signatures for the public key that can be broken down. But if there is a way in the protocol that, if there are, and I don't think in the next 4 to 5 years that's ever going to happen, but let's say if that happens, blockchain will be the least of the concern. The whole economy will go down if hashing has been cracked. The whole internet is based on that. But anyways, if let's say it happens, the ability to build quantum resistance algorithm immediately into the protocol that builds on top of the existing algorithms would be the way to go. So in our case as well, if you have looked about it, the eventlessness, the execution nodes, the signing and broadcasting, all these three have their participation in validating and signing a particular transaction, adding to the complexity of what a signature can look like. So maybe a quantum computer can go and break a single public key cryptography, but it may not be able to break a combination of public key and hash functions put together. So there are ways that we have gone about it with as much as research as we can, but that's not something that we should be worried about right now.
Awesome. I think that probably encompasses that quite well. Placing focus where it's important for the time being, and we can adjust and adapt as we go. I think that's the most important thing. I think that's most of the questions. And like I said, if we want to have our closing statements before we head off to, effectively get things done for the rest of the day as, it becomes very exciting. So if we want to start with that, start with some closing out statements, that would be excellent. Oh, actually, we've got one more speaker here. Can you hear me? Is it Bob or Rob Bobgin? I can't hear them. I don't know if anybody else can hear.
Yeah, he'll have to unmute themselves.
At least he's sending hugs.
Yeah, that's it. At least we've got the hugs there. That's the main thing. Yeah, so even if you want to start with our wrap-up statements, and then if Bob works out the mic, we can get them in here.
Yeah, I think most importantly, when the L1X wallet is adopted, I mean, once you start using, the community starts using the L1X wallet, what we are very interested in is your feedback, right? So the moment you get your wallet, please provide your feedback, because it helps us build rapidly in terms of the adoption strategy. And once the Genesis block is also live, maybe try using the SDE if there is any of the developers here, and get back to me with your feedback on it. And for the rest of the Web3 users, wait until the next 4 weeks when you can start staking into the multi-chain balancer pool and single staking, and support the community, support the protocol, and we will make this happen.
Perfect. Bob, can you try now? I think you've got your mic on. I just want if we can hear you.
Yeah, this is Randy Brodnick. I'm really excited. You guys have done a wonderful job. I'm excited that I can be part of the community. I'm interested in the staking. How's the staking going to work?
Sorry.
The staking?
Yeah. So, of course, we'll release more information at the end of September, but on an overview, there are 3 types of nodes, and you'll have the ability to host, or stake into nodes such as the event listener nodes or the, execution nodes. So either you can host a node if you have an NFT, or you can stake into an already hosted node. Now, there will be certain criteria around that, which is there will be certain timelines that you can stake into, upon which your bonuses could also be decided. And I think just wait for more information to be released on that.
Very good. Thank you. Congratulations on all the hard work that you guys done. I found you through Elderon, and it's an amazing project. It's game-changing technology.
Thanks for your support.
It's great to have you up here, Randy. And just as an aside, if you listen to the recording of yesterday's Spaces, there is some cheeky alpha in there about some staking too. So that's definitely worth a re-listen. Plenty of good bits, good nuggets of gold in there as well. So let's continue on this wrap down. Like I said, I know the team's very busy. If anybody would like to have their last closing statements, then we'll start to wrap it up.
Yeah, I'll take my turn, I guess. I think it's very important for everybody that's listening and that will listen to this later as well, is when we say that we're going to be releasing more information, there are a lot of dominoes that need to be specifically set up in a certain order, and they need to be basically dropped in order for everything to kind of slide right into place. And so we have put a lot of time and thought into methodically bringing everybody along with us through this journey. And so you'll see that not only in the project itself, but also within the wallet, that will lead into being able to stake, being able to, advance with like peer-to-peer trading, and being able to build out your L1X identity. All these different things are going to be coming out shortly. And so I think that it's also important to understand that the reason why we're not just dropping everything all in one batch is so that we can take everybody and have everybody progress through this evolution of where we're coming, especially within the wallet, because there's going to be a lot of things that have not been done before that we're going to be rolling out, and not only with the wallet, but with the project in whole. So, I know people are eager to get going as quickly as possible, but just remember that in due time, everything will come to fruition, and people will be able to start utilizing it. They'll be able to start seeing everything come together, and those people will start having their aha moment. And that's where Merkle Root was talking about with the adoption of the wallet. These are the things that you can help us kind of, as we're progressing and developing out and implementing these newer technologies into these different things, you guys can continue to be a vital part to that growth and that adoption. And so I'm looking forward to the feedback. I'm looking forward to hearing everybody's ideas for projects and where they can take this, because that's what fuels us here on the core team. That's what makes us passionate about this project. That's what makes us want to stay till 2 o'clock in the morning in the office working on badges and doing things like that, because it's because of you guys and the excitement that we hear in your voices about what we're doing. So kudos to you guys for being here. Kudos for you for participating in the next gen evolution of blockchain technology.
That is an excellent wrap up. Hard to follow as well. That's everybody from the team for their closing statements?
Yep.
Yep, perfect. Okay, so yeah, just to echo a few things from me before we wrap up totally. As Merkle said before, we love to get your feedback. We love to have the community here. If you're using things, if you're, testing the wallet or testing SDKs or anything like that from any point of view, and you have feedback, whether it's positive or negative or whatever, it's good for us to be able to get it through the community and back to the team so that, we can continue to make this the very best project that it deserves to be. That includes, if you've got feedback for us as community leaders as well, things that you want to see, stuff you want to engage in, ways that we can make this better. We're all open, all ears to, of course, helping grow this and making it, as I said, the pinnacle of the crypto that it deserves to be. So I think that's the main thing. We want this to be as good as it can be, and you're a big part of that, obviously, being a part of the community. If we could just take the time to obviously thank the team for their massive effort that they're putting in as well. I know, especially this week, it's been a lot of late nights, early mornings, and continuous hard work to get it from where it is to where it needs to be for today and the launch. So massive thanks to you guys for, putting in those hard yards for us, the community, and the project for us to get behind. We definitely appreciate it from where we are. But we'll look to close this down, but thanks everybody for jumping on. Once again, we appreciate everybody being here. This has been the biggest audience I think we've had on a Discord live, so it's awesome to see so many of you in here, and we will be in the chat awaiting the sacred moment of the kickoff. So very excited for all of that, and we will see you on there very soon. Thanks for coming, and we'll see you on the next one.